Well, today is all about my Coturnix quail. I realized I haven't given you all an update on how my girls are doing. It's been a while. These girls are they'll be about 2 years old come May. So some of you know I bought 12 little hatchlings a couple years ago. Very exciting project. Wanted to raise my own quail for meat and eggs. It's been a really successful project. I've really enjoyed having them. So now, as you see, I have my 3 remaining girls. They're Coturnix quail. This one is an Italian Manchurian, and the others are tuxedo, you see in the bottom. I've got many new subscribers from my quail videos, so shout out to all of you. Thanks for joining me. This is a setup you're all intrigued with. It's my rabbit hutch setup. So you can see the 2 levels of the rabbit hutch there, and they have drawers in which you can remove their waste. The girls are actually on wire, so they don't stand in their own poop, and they've got their own little feeding trays there, and they have an automatic watering system. In each level of the rabbit hutch, they have their own nesting box, so where they would lay their eggs. Some would lay them on the wire and some actually in this little nesting box. Now they don't lay very much. They're older girls, so they just use that for their little nest and their dust baths. As you can see, Karen, my little Coturnix there, she's having a great old bath today. And you notice it's only a few left. Many were gone for meat, and these were the remaining really good egg layers, but now they aren't laying very well. One girl I had down here by herself, she was very aggressive. She wasn't very friendly with the other birds. She was in this small dog crate, and I have a story to tell you about her, unfortunately. So you can see the crate here. The cage wiring was, I don't know, 1.5 to 2 inches there. You can see from my fingers. And we had a very unfortunate incident this week, and I'll tell you about that in a moment. There's just the tray that I pulled out, so you can see for the other girls there. It makes these guys really easy to clean out. The dog cage on the floor is a bit difficult. Had to kind of move the girl and kind of clean out her bedding frequently. It was a bit of a challenge to do that. You may see a little bit of aggressive plastic bird deterrent there. That's because the girls like to sit on top of their watering cups, and when they do that, they flood the entire cage. So that's there to prevent them from jumping up and down on top of the automatic waterers. So this week I came home to a sad sight. One of my quails, the girl in the dog crate, had been attacked by a critter, and all that was left of her was part of her body and all these feathers all over the floor. It was a super sad day. I've not had a predator in where they are, which is a carport. The other girls were very agitated when I got home. I knew something was really wrong. They were, zipping around, in their cages there. These girls in the rabbit hutch were quite safe, actually, from this predator. The grating is a little bit narrower, so this predator could not get in at them. But nonetheless, they were really scared. There's obviously a struggle that ensued. There's lots of, bedding shuffled around. And if you look here, this is my carport, my garage door, and look, the predator chewed through the rubber seal there on the garage door, and you'll see a close-up in just a moment of the little teeth marks on that. What is the predator of the day? It is a rat. So you can see the little tooth marks in there. There's a big pile of rubber on the floor, and then of course the mess inside the crate. It was super upsetting. The birds were quite upset. Like I said, I was upset. The rats typically don't eat the entire body. They, unfortunately decapitated her and just ate part of her body and left me with the rest. So, and of course a lot of poop on the floor. So I immediately secured the cage, so that the other girls were fairly safe as best as I can. So you'll see a zip tie there on that one, so it can't be kind of popped up and open. That's one opening of the other door there. And now I have set up some traps in the cage at the bottom floor. The rat did come back to the dog crate there and set off one of the traps by kind of eating some of the bait. I had zip tied a little sardine around there, but it did manage to evade getting trapped. But I have not seen any tracks since. We've had a lot of snow, so I don't see that's come back in, but there's always a risk. There's a smell. I've secured as much of the food as I can, because that's also something that lures them in, is the food. So, other than the, things that are out for the girls, that's secured elsewhere. I have their regular feed, which is a high protein game bird starter, which they need to be on, and that's been secured because I noticed there's a few, things going on there, that something had been feeding in their feed. And of course now that was secured so that they can't get at it. So what's the future plan for my girls? Well, I've got the 3 left. They're basically pets now. They don't lay eggs for me. But and they have to be kept separated, at least one on the top, because it's not as friendly with the other 2. This is what happens with them. They can be very territorial. The other 2 on the bottom are friendly with each other. But I could not get extra birds last year due to the bird flu. So this year the plan is to raise some quail, possibly by eggs. So I'm probably going to be getting an incubator, and I'll be incubating eggs and raising the chicks again. But of course now I have to figure out my predator problem. You know, thought they were fairly safe where they were, but I guess not. Predators will get in where they can. So I'll make that you know, judgment of how to raise the little ones come spring. I'll be able to get the eggs probably in May, and we'll start hatching them out. So that'll be a fun journey that you can follow me on. I think that's what I'm going to do. If not, I will be securing some little day-old chicks, which is pretty exciting. But we'll see. Hopefully there's no bird flu outbreak this year, or we may not be able to get birds or eggs. So I wanted to give you guys that update, and if you have any questions about raising Coturnix quail, you know, leave the messages down below in the comments. They're great little birds, easy to keepers. They are very good on feed. They're not that expensive, and they taste good, and their eggs are amazing, especially when you pickle them or put them in salads. All right, we'll see you in the next video. Happy trails. Take care.